Hey everyone, I'm Nina Zadeh with Sidewalker Daily. Welcome back to our channel. In today's video, I want to talk to you guys about things that people don't talk about in the influencer space. So let's call it influencer secrets. Let's talk about the things that influencers don't share. Due to lack of transparency, due to whatever reasons they're not sharing it, I want to be the one to get on here and share them with you. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Nina. Like I said earlier, I actually work with influencers on developing their business strategies, helping them develop their influence and all that good stuff. But how I got there was from working with brands on influencer campaigns. So brands would hire Sidewalker Daily, our agency, to do their influencer management, to do their campaigns, and through that I learned a lot about what it takes to work on the influencer side. So we're kind of like what we like to say on both sides of the equation. And in this video, what my goals really are to do is to help pull back the curtain so you guys can see, what maybe you think, especially for a lot of my audience. I know you guys are growing your influence, you're really working to be in this space, and you're like, why not me? Why not me, right? I see everyone doing it. I'm so maybe you get frustrated, maybe you feel discouraged, maybe you feel a little bit down on yourself. Hopefully this video can kind of share with you those influencer secrets that I've kind of learned to help you realize hey, not everyone has it, all perfect in how it seems. Before I jump in, make sure to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already and click that little bell to get notified the next time we release a video. We love to focus on social media and influencer marketing. All right, so let's jump in. Before I even get into some nitty-gritty secrets, I did want to say this, that working with influencers has taught me the hard work and I guess work ethic that so many influencers have. It's super, super crazy. So whether this is a secret or not, they are some of the hardest working people I personally have ever worked with. I'm talking getting up at crazy times to take that sunrise shot. They work crazy amount of hours. They're constantly having to be on their phones, posting, sharing, creating. I mean, it seems really exhausting. So that is just something I wanted to preface by saying that I know it looks really beautiful and perfect and everything on social, but just know that there is a lot of work that goes into it. Now, I think my first tip that I kind of just want to share, well, not even tip, first influencer secret is everyone does things for free. Everyone. First of all, not only when you're starting out, even when you're super well known and big. I mean, I'm pretty sure that I can't say every single one, but I want to say every single influencer has at some point done something for free. And what I mean by this is people are doing collaborations because they're human and they like something. So let's just say you're a celebrity influencer and you're going to, I don't know, a really great hotel or maybe I don't know, shopping or something of the other. There can be an exchange where the influencer is posting, about the product or the destination, and the brand is giving it to them just with that in mind. So a lot of times we think, oh my God, they're getting paid to post that they're doing this, or they're getting paid to do that. While there is a collaborative effort and a swap, of product and exchange, sometimes there is not money being paid. Now, I do want to preface that, of course, for travel can get really, really expensive, right? So a night at a hotel can be, whatever that may be. And there is a fair trade. There's a fair exchange of value. The influencer has the certain eyeballs that the brand may want, and the brand has the product that the influencer wants. This happens all the time, and it's not to say that you as an aspiring influencer should not be charging, because of course this is your livelihood and this is something that you will learn as you grow in the space. But just know that even though you think that your favorite person is maybe getting paid for something, the FTC requires you to disclose collaborations as well. So non-paid collabs where there's just an exchange of goods or services. So just because it says ad or sponsored doesn't necessarily mean it was paid. So I just want you to get that, understood the next time you're playing the comparison game. The next influencer secret, so to speak, that I want to share is that we don't always know what people do for a full-time job. Now, hear me out. I work with influencers who have this appearance on social media, that they're doing, maybe they're posting in beauty or in fashion or in lifestyle, but then they're a nurse in real life or a real estate agent, or they work in financial services. I mean, who knows, right? Not everyone is living a nomadic life, even though it may appear so. So don't assume just because you see them being an influencer that this is not their side hustle. It may not be their full-time income, and that's okay. A lot of times when you're starting out, it's most of the times, not a lot of times, people are still working. It's hard to make the influencer thing your full-time job. It takes a while to get there. So people are working corporate jobs, but they're maybe not be posting about their corporate job, right? So they're not like, oh, hey, I'm at the insurance agency today. You may not even know what they actually do for a living because you don't see that portion of them being shown online. So just have that in mind when you're, again, maybe comparing yourself. And this also kind of leads into my third secret, but it's also kind of part of this one, which is sometimes influencers have clients that you don't see. So what I mean by this is we don't always get the sexy client that we want to work with, right? So let's just say you're a videographer or a photographer and you really want to work with travel brands, right? But you also need to make a living. So as a content creator, maybe you're working with I don't know, like I said earlier, a real estate company or a car dealership or a brand that you may not be like, oh, that's not what I want to be. I want to be a travel creator and I only want to create travel content. Well, while that's where you want to be, you still have to make ends meet. But again, you as the consumer who is someone that is just, consuming social media, you may not see that. You may not see their unsexy clients, but only see the really exciting ones. So also, hopefully that helps put it into perspective. Another thing you need to know about your favorite influencer is, guess what? They pitch too. It's not just sitting there and all the inbounding pitches come and all the brands are swarming to work with them. They are actively pitching new business, whether it's consulting, whether it's working with brands, whatever their mainstream, they are actively pitching. And, it really comes down to, I think a lot of times we think that influencers are just posting pretty pics or creating fun little pieces of content. But you don't know what went into it. You don't know if they had to pitch that, if they had to get on the negotiating table and really work that product to get it. We don't know who pitched who. I think a lot of times the assumption is, oh, they're working with brands and that brand reached out to them. No, chances are they're probably working for it and pitching those brands. Cold, warm, hot, whatever. They're reaching out. So just know influencers pitch too. I think something that's also important to know in the influencer world is that a lot of times influencers are personal brands. So it looks like they're a one-man show, but actually they have a whole team of people working behind to support them, to lift them, from assistants to editors to people that are their managers. I mean, it's not just them, but again, maybe on social media, you just see them, right? You just see that one person and you're comparing yourself to one person, but what you're only seeing is the tip of the iceberg, because guess what? Under what you see, they have an entire team of people pushing and working and helping them that they've been able to, again, pay from their work in this business. So don't compare yourself. This is one of the biggest, secrets, that people make it look like they do everything themselves when in fact they don't. And I love seeing influencers that shout out their team, that shout out the support that they have. It's like when you see the celebrity without the nanny, and they're always doing the thing and it's like, you have the nanny there. And I love when people are honest and transparent about their teams, because it just helps set the realistic expectation that we cannot do it all as just one person. I think another big reveal when it comes to the influencer world is knowing that they may be doing a lot of free collabs to keep their expenses really down. So for example, I was coaching a one-on-one with an influencer the other day, and she literally got her entire home furnished, on trade. She gets all her travel paid for on trade. And it got me thinking, I was like, oh my God, just my home interior for my new home, it costs so much, right? The same thing with travel. That's a big portion of a lot of normal people's budgets. But influencers, as smart as they are in their business, they're able to lower their expenses. So perhaps they're able to afford things, that other people may be saying they seem to have this lavish lifestyle, but it's because their expenses are low. So if the influencers that are working to get lots of free product, it's also allowing them to have the disposable income to, make other purchases. I think when it comes to content and influencers, a lot of times you'll see people posting these awesome videos or these awesome photos on Instagram, and you're like, oh my God, how do they do that? How do they do it all? Again, kind of to my point about teams, maybe they're not editing their photos photos themselves. Maybe you're using certain presets, or maybe they have an editor that does all their, editing, so to speak, whether it's on photo or video, but you're again making the assumption that it's them. And I think that this is also helpful because it may relieve that pressure of having to be good at everything. In fact, when it's just better to figure out, okay, what should I focus on being good at and what else can I outsource? I do want to end by saying that many successful influencers, they are not only investing in their business by, learning different strategies for social, different content strategies. They're also working with coaches. I work with lots of maybe your favorite influencers behind the scenes, helping them grow, helping them to continue to push themselves. A lot of people, including myself, I have a mentor I go to get a push, to get someone to brainstorm with, to get someone to keep me, accountable. So if you're looking for that, I'm going to leave a link below on ways that you can work with me to help you on this new creator journey that you are embarking on. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video on the things that people do not like to talk about in our industry. Hopefully there'll be more transparency. Hopefully influencers will share the non-glamorous parts of their life. We'll show their teams. We'll show that they do things for free. Maybe it won't make it as appealing, but it would be really refreshing to see that. And I think there obviously are influencers that do this, and shout out to them for keeping it real and not setting unrealistic expectations, because then it makes it really hard to get there. If you guys like this video, make sure to leave a comment. I read all my comments. They mean the world to me. Thank you so much for my dedicated tribe here at Sidewalker Daily for leaving those comments, and I will see you guys in the next video.